When Abraham's wife Sarah died, Abraham bought a cave from Ephron the Hittite in which to bury her. In Genesis 23:9, it is described as the cave of Machpelah, which is in the end of his field. In verse 17, we're told he bought not only the cave, but the field, including all the trees that were in the field. And that is all the information we have, other than that it was before Mamre in the region of Hebron. When Ron went to Jamal's home in 1979 and heard the strange tale of fire and lights on their land that no one could ever explain, he believed the cave of Machpelah was there. In 1993, he was able to explore the land. Due to being on a steep hill, the land was terraced in order to make the land usable. They showed Ron some of the massive stones used in the veneer that they said was very old.
Okay, these are rocks. In the archaeological community, they're sometimes referred to as megalithic, or they're also referred to as cyclopean, which means that they're oversized stones. These are identifiable with giant races in different parts of the world in ancient times. And it's significant that they're at this place near the cave of Machpelah.
At one place, they had removed a layer of vertical veneer, which revealed a much older stone wall, stones that people today just couldn't move.
An ordinary wall. After he take it off, these stones appears to him.
Okay, now this is a wall made up of even larger stones than the ones we see down here. But they seem to be undressed or unshaped, just natural stones. But as you can see, they are have been stacked together as a wall.
The family had told Ron there was no cave that they were aware of, but it turned out that there was. Opening into the stone veneer of the top level of the land.
Tell him to...
See, here's the...
Be strong.
Yes. Big
This strong. A big.
Oh, yeah.
A big strong this.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
This. Something.
Oh,
This.
yeah.
This a land. Strong land.
Yeah. Good.
Uh,
Okay.
Welcome.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, boy. We're going down into the cave.
Look. Look.
Now another thing that tells us that this is a burial chamber is the doorway. If you'll observe here, we have the holes where the bars for this doorway were placed, and we see the outline of the door itself, and the door seal where it goes across, and also the doorway and the place where the bar was put in to hold the door in place. We also see megalithic stones above the entranceway. This shows that somebody has either broken into this area or it weakened. My friend is showing me that there was an entrance coming down from this old stone structure that's immediately above this, and we'll get some video of it from outside. Another thing of importance in these burial chambers from antiquity is they had a vent, and this prevented the accumulation of methane gas in a sealed tomb, which could be spontaneously ignited by the heat of the sun or by maybe a fire in the field above it or some such thing. So that was to be avoided. So from up at this point, we will scan the area. And again, we have a crypt here that is a very large, very old crypt. We have this area here, which would probably, at the very least, be a place where they could put their spices and that sort of thing for doing the preparation of the body for burial. This here could possibly have been the beginning of a crypt, or maybe not. This one back here is definitely a very large crypt. And again, over here we have a very long burial crypt. Okay, this is part of this crypt, burial crypt, and as you can see down in the bottom of this area, this is quite a long crypt here.
This is the bone.
And there are a few bones in here, but not many.
We will take mirrors for this crypt. I think it's from there to here. It's about 3 meters, 3 meters and 30 centimeters.
There was no doubt that it was a burial cave. It had crypts and a shelf which looked like a place for preparing spices for the deceased. It had numerous holes in the walls for torches.
Okay, looking around. There looks like the entrance to the cave. And there's the house. So, now I must go over the barbed wire. Here's the entrance. You can see this comes out here.
Yeah, Marty, you want to light and run?
No. Okay, that's directly south right there. Yeah, well, let's see. That's south. Here we can see these fences coming around. Here's that pavement, and now we're going to go up. Okay, we can see the cave is just down in there, and here up on another higher level is this.
They showed Ron an old stone building built directly atop the cave. The vent hole from the cave opened into this.
Now we have to take some photos about the upstairs of the cave and how they build a house or a special room over it from all sides. So this is one side. It is the eastern side about the cave, and look to this angle, how big stones, especially this one, and down, if we look, there are big stones as a base of this castle. Now we will go from other side to look how these are made. These are modern. They are not ancient, because our fathers make them when they live in this land.
All of these little fences here.
Yes,
right?
little fences are modern.
Okay.
And you can, when you see how the ancient and the modern are made, see the difference between
I
them.
see. Okay.
We are going inside the room in which it is built over the cave itself. This is the entrance. and this is the room coming. This is the room. Our fathers lived in this room in summer time to make grapes and to pick it off. Look how they put their clothes in and sleep there. And I sleep in this place when I was a child.
This drawing gives a very basic idea of the layout. The building sits on the flat plain with the cave directly underneath. There appears to have been steps from the upper level down to the cave entrance, although the rocks are in a great state of disarray. There is a rock wall forming an enclosure around the cave entrance with a section extending out into the middle, which Ron believed could have been an altar. The cave was clearly used for burials, but where are the bones? The answer may be related to the hollow sound Ron heard when he threw a large rock down on the exposed limestone back in 1979. The cave appears to have no entry into another chamber. However, when the family removed some of the stone veneer, maybe 20 feet from the cave entrance, they found a massive rock sitting in front of some smaller stones, as if it were protecting them. When they removed the smaller stones, they found what looks like an entry into a cave that is now filled with soil. And it is directly in front of the limestone where Ron heard the hollow sound, not far from the stone structure on the top level of the hill. I believe it is possible that the final resting place of the bones of those who were first interred in the cave is behind this soil in another cave. The general consensus, we learned, was that most people did not believe the traditional site to be the Cave of Machpelah. Genesis 23:9 states that the Cave of Machpelah is at the end of a field. This cave is most definitely at the literal end of the field. Here is a burial cave with 3 very large crypts. Is this the Cave of Machpelah? Ron believed it was based on the strange events which led to his learning about it. My belief is that God impressed him with the knowledge that it was, as I had seen this happen many times through my years with him. The fact that Jamal is the only other person other than Ron that went into the chamber where the Ark of the Covenant sat tells me that this family was somehow special to God. I don't know if we will ever know anything more about this cave, but I was deeply impressed to share the evidence we do have. I know without a hint of doubt that if this is the true burial site of Abraham and his family, that God can reveal it to the world if it is His will. And if He does, I want the story, the true story, to be known that God did this and not man.